George, this is serious. They're calling for your expulsion.
Well, then, girl, expel me.
That's not a word.
Girl is a word.
That's not. It also said you spent $3,000 on Botox.
I didn't get Botox. I got Botox, which is short for big old thing of Botox. Hold on, I have to take this. Hello?
What are you doing?
Excuse me, I'm on the phone. It's Martha Stewart. Hi, Martha. Dark meat, please. Yeah, okay, see you at Friendsgiving.
That was Saturday Night Live's Bowen Yang as Congressman George Santos. But a scathing report from the House Ethics Committee is no joke, as the controversial congressman is accused of using campaign funds for his own personal purposes. The Republican chairman of the House Ethics Committee on Friday filed a resolution to expel Santos from Congress. That vote could come as soon as lawmakers return from their Thanksgiving break on November 28th. And while Santos announced that he wouldn't seek re-election right after the ethics report was released, he said he plans to hold a news conference on November 30th, saying, quote, "I will continue to fight for what I believe in, and I will never back down." We'll see if he'll still be a sitting member of Congress by then. Joining me now, Congressman Robert Garcia, a member of the House Oversight Committee and one of the first to call for Santos to be booted from Congress. Congressman Garcia, welcome back to the Sunday show. So, girl, what are your thoughts on that ethics report? Did anything shock you?
I mean, look, I think the report confirmed what we've already known. I mean, George Santos is the biggest fraudster. He's a liar. He's completely fabricated a story. I think what we didn't know was the extent to his creation of this personal slush fund for his personal use. I mean, everything from the Botox to the pornography on OnlyFans to his shopping trips to Ferragamo, to his luxury vacations he took on his campaign donor's dime. And so George Santos should have the decency, and he should have resigned, by the way, a long time ago. He is a caricature that does not belong in Congress. He also happens to be a dangerous fraud who has access to classified information like the rest of us. And so that's why 9 months ago, we put forward the original resolution to expel him from Congress. 9 months ago, Republicans all decided to save George Santos, to continue to give him access to information that members of Congress receive on important topics of this country. And now, finally, Republicans are choosing to come on board and join us. And so I welcome all of these new converts. It is time for George Santos to go. And I'm feeling really good that come the week after Thanksgiving, he's no longer going to be a member of Congress.
I was about to ask, do you think this report will be enough to convince Republicans to kick Santos to the curb? And so you think so?
How could it not? I mean, how could it not, Jonathan? I mean, the report is insane. I mean, this is a person that is essentially, basically creating his own wardrobe of the day based on his campaign donors' funds. He is using campaign donors to go on porn sites. You can't make this stuff up. And so we knew this 9 months ago. He should have been expelled then. I'm glad that the Ethics Committee put out this report. And if you remember, when they decided not to expel him on our resolution 9 months ago, the alternative, what Kevin McCarthy at the time proposed, that he said, okay, well, we won't expel him, but we'll do this ethics report in the committee. And so, well, their ethics report is now done. It's out. There's no excuses left. And if Mike Johnson, if the speaker really had a spine, he would stand up, hold a press conference, denounce George Santos strongly, and tell his membership to vote to expel him. I mean, that's what needs to happen. And anything else short of that is shameful. We are going to expel George Santos next week, and we're going to be rid of him finally out of this Congress. I
find it curious that he scheduled a press conference for November 30th.
Crazy.
What could he possibly say on November 30th?
I mean, he could possibly say, I'm no longer a member because I just got expelled yesterday. I mean, look, we're going to expel him before November 30th. I think it's likely that vote will happen that Tuesday or Wednesday. Mm-hmm. If he wants to hold a press conference on Thursday to announce his new reality show or talk about what he's going to wear when he gets indicted on his 23 counts as a felon, or what he plans to do when what book he's going to read while he's sitting in prison. I mean, that's, I guess, what's next for us to learn about. But the seriousness is he has not only a standard in the House of Representatives, which we're going to hold him accountable to, there's also, he's going to have to actually face a court of law and a judge and his peers and a jury. And he has 23 incredibly serious counts. This is going to actually, I think, likely put him in jail. And so he can continue to prance around and hold babies and hold press conferences and buy expensive Ferragamo shoes. But we also have to be serious here that he has committed serious crimes, defrauded people, and it's time for us to remove him. So I'm glad Republicans are finally on board.
He also dropped thousands of dollars at Hermes, and I'm still trying to figure out what did he buy for $4,100 and something dollars. I'm just curious. Real quickly, we've got less than a minute.
It's not that pink suit. It's not that pink suit.
No, it is not. One last thing. For any of your fellow members of Congress who are still on the fence about whether to expel Congressman Santos, in 15 seconds, what's your mantra to them?
Look, if you're a patriotic American and you love this country, you believe in the Congress, you believe that this country actually means something, that there should be integrity in the office that we hold, there's no other choice than to expel someone that has absolutely zero respect for our Constitution, for our country, and for standing up for your constituents. He is a fraud and a liar and has fabricated the whole reason why he got elected. There's no choice but a unanimous expulsion out of the House of Representatives for George Santos.
George Santos, a man whose life story is literally unbelievable. Congressman Robert Garcia of California, thank you very much, as always, for coming to the Sunday Show.
Thanks, Jonathan.